Red, written by Heath. Exterior, car driving through woods, Mammoth Mountain, California, day. A solitary car drives through a vast wilderness. The car moves quickly along a boundless stretch of road. Fir trees surround the car. They reach up like fingers into the white sky. Interior, car driving through woods, continuous. Inside the car sits Damien, 7. Clad in a knitted sweater, Damien presses his head against the window. He watches the passing snow flurries. John, 49, meanders the car through the vast wilderness. His hair is jet black, his eyes are darker still. His wife, Natalie, 40, sits beside him. She is flushed from the cold. Neither adult speaks. Jolly Christmas tunes play through the car radio.
Are you sure Santa will find us up here?
Yes.
John's grip on the wheel tightens. A muscle bulges from the side of his clenched jaw.
What if he doesn't?
He will.
Natalie reaches for John's hand. He takes it and squeezes it.
Why are we here? Can't we be with Grandma and Grandpa for Christmas?
We're going to have a good Christmas up here. I booked it special, just for us.
John glances back to Damien.
We could build a snow fort. How's that sound?
That sounds pretty good.
All right, then.
Damien goes back to looking at the window. John looks over at Natalie and smiles.
I even thought it might be romantic, perhaps.
We've been fighting a lot lately.
We won't on this trip. I'm sure of it.
Natalie smiles contentedly and leans back in her seat. John turns back to the road. He drops his smile. The radio fizzes before cutting out. The family reaches a lovely, quaint cabin made of stone and wood with a detached garage. There are no other homes in sight.
Oh, John, it's perfect.
Exterior cabin in the woods, moments later. John unloads their bags. Natalie looks up at the house, her cheeks now raw from the cold. She turns to Damien.
Come, sweetie. We can string popcorn garlands and you can help me make a special dinner for tonight.
There's no chimney.
John slams the trunk of the car.
How can Santa come when there's no chimney?
Santa has a key to our door.
You gave it to him?
He had it already.
Satisfied, Damien turns on his heel and follows Natalie into the home. John lingers outside for a moment longer, watching mother and child disappear. Cut 2, interior cabin in the woods, dining room, night. A long table is filled with an array of food. A large roasted ham sits at the center of the table. John, Natalie, and Damien sit in complete silence at the table. The only sound to be heard is the clanging of silverware against the plates as the meat is cut. Jolly Christmas music continues to play. The wind howls outside. Natalie chews delicately on her food. John watches as she pulls a sliver of food from her fork and into her mouth. Sound of Natalie chewing. John narrows his eyes. Sound of Natalie chewing gets louder. John grinds his teeth. He is fixated. Sound of Natalie chewing fills the room. John takes a large kitchen knife. He stands up, holding the knife in hand. John plunges the knife downwards. It sticks into the animal.
Does anyone want more ham?
John pulls it out again and lingers for a moment over Damien's plate. Natalie has stopped eating. She looks worried.
Maybe I should cut it, John.
Why?
The table is silent. John is standing holding the knife above mother and child.
You're always rubbing it in my face, aren't you? I made one mistake, and you have to bring it up over and over again.
John, you cut him.
Natalie, it was a kitchen accident. He doesn't even remember it.
The two look at Damien.
It's a tiny, minuscule scar now.
Damien pushes his plate forward.
Cut me another slice, Daddy.
Attaboy.
John puts a slice of ham onto his son's plate, then looks expectantly at his wife.
None for me, thanks.
John lays the big knife on the platter and sits back down. The family resumes eating. Sound of Natalie chewing. John leans back in his chair. He watches Natalie and sips from his glass.
I have a feeling this is going to be the best Christmas yet.
Interior cabin living room, night. Damien and Natalie hang ornaments on a small Christmas tree. They drink warm beverages and giggle. A plate of cookies sits on the table alongside a drawing addressed to Santa Claus. Snow beats against the window.
Hang this one now, Damien.
Damien giggles and accepts the new ornament from his mother.
Where should I put it?
John sits on the couch holding a newspaper. He watches Natalie and Damien. John gets up and joins them.
How about here, son?
John reaches out and touches Damien's arm. Natalie immediately pulls Damien to the side.
Hang it here, sweetie. Not too high. Don't want you to get hurt.
Natalie looks up at John. The two lock eyes. John grinds his teeth. Natalie looks away. John exits the room. He walks up the stairs. Natalie watches him exit. Sound of John slamming a door. Natalie hurries across the room to a telephone. She dials a number and picks up the receiver.
Maybe I'll just call Grandma and Grandpa, just to make sure they're okay.
Damien halts the Christmas activity. He wanders over to join his mother.
What's wrong with them?
Oh, nothing. I just miss them, sweetie. It's our first Christmas without them.
Natalie's hands quiver.
Can I talk to Grandpa?
Not tonight, Damien.
Why?
Natalie jams the buttons again. She dials quickly.
Not tonight.
Natalie looks at Damien. Damien blinks up at her before his eyes widen.
Who are you trying to call?
John has reappeared and stands behind Natalie.
John, you scared me. I was just trying to call my parents.
All the lines are down. Snowstorm.
Natalie nods slowly. The two stare at each other once again.
I'm going to go chop wood.
Natalie and Damien stand in silence. John collects his gloves and coat and goes outside.
Can I go help Daddy?
No. Let's go to sleep so that Santa can come.
Sound of axe splicing wood. The sound of the axe repeats outside. The two ascend the staircase. Exterior cabin in the woods, night. John watches Damien and Natalie go up the stairs from the window. He picks up the axe and slams it down again. The lights in the house turn off. Cut 2. Interior cabin in the woods, Damien's bedroom, night. Damien and Natalie have fallen asleep in bed. An open storybook lays on Natalie's stomach. Natalie wakes up and looks around.
John?
She takes the book and places it on the bedside table.
Mommy, where's Daddy?
He must still be out chopping wood.
Natalie gets up.
Mommy,
What is it, sweetheart?
why is Daddy chopping wood when there's no chimney?
Natalie's eyes widen. She kisses Damien's forehead.
I'll be back.
Natalie covers her pajamas with a coat and hurries out into the cold. Damien stays inside. He presses his nose up against the window, watching his mother dissolve into the dark. Interior cabin in the woods, Damien's bedroom, hours later. Natalie hasn't returned. Damien has fallen back asleep. The wind whistles outside. The sound of creaking boots creeps up the stairs. Damien awakens. A shadow passes the doorframe. John peers into the room.
Where's Mommy?
What do you mean?
Is she still outside?
John peers down the corridor.
She's sleeping, buddy.
Can I go say goodnight?
No.
Why?
Don't wake her up, okay?
The two males stare at one another. Damien gets out of his bed. John blocks the door.
Why?
Go to sleep, Damien.
Why can't I come?
Go the fuck to sleep.
Damien backs away. He slides back into bed. In the corner of the room sits a window that looks down onto the front of the house. John walks over to it and pulls the blinds shut.
Sorry, buddy, but you know what will happen if Santa catches you out at this time?
Damien looks up at his father with wide eyes.
Santa doesn't like to have children snooping around on Christmas Eve.
He doesn't?
John shakes his head.
Why do you think someone with so many workers deliver presents alone every Christmas? Simple, because he likes to be alone. Santa doesn't want to be seen.
Not at all?
Not by children, no. So if I were you, I'd stay in bed. Otherwise, he's bound to go crazy.
John gets up to leave.
What if I see him by accident?
As soon as you see the flash of his red coat, close your eyes.
Damien nods. John kisses him on the forehead.
Good boy. Sweet dreams.
John shuts the door. The room disappears into darkness. Damien blinks into the black abyss. Sound of garage doors slamming. Damien gets out of bed, standing on tiptoes. He peeks through the crack in the blinds. The flurries swarm the garage. The outline of a man passes the window. The man is wearing a thick coat. He supports a large bag slung over his shoulder. Damien hollers across the landing.
Dad! Santa's here! Dad?
John doesn't respond. Damien rushes back to the window and peers through the frosted glass. The man exits the garage, disappearing off into the wilderness. Damien hurriedly puts on his pants and a jacket. He bolts down the staircase. Exterior wilderness night. The snow is thick and creates a haze across the landscape. Damien hurries along silently. The wails of the wind intensify. From the corner of his eye, Damien spots Santa's toy sack in the distance. He struggles toward it. The wind knocks him to his knees. The flurries thicken. He cannot see. The sound of snow crunching under boots can be heard a few yards ahead of him. Damien gets up. He continues moving. The stretch of snow opens up to a large pond that is frozen over. Damien reaches the toy sack wedged near its shore. He goes to open it. It is a black garbage bag and tears under his touch. Damien shrieks and falls back in horror. He sees at first his mother's mangled body, then a flash of red. His father stands behind him, his coat clotted with blood. Damien closes his eyes.